Let's talk about a book. Today we're talking about Metaphysical AF by Maggie Wilson. I had to keep looking at it because I've never heard of Maggie Wilson, and this book came as a surprise. So in my quest to support our local library, I go in sometimes and I'll just go to a section that I like and I'll just start pulling books. And this particular time I did. I just started randomly pulling books. And this was one of them. And it was such a cool, pleasant surprise, y'all. So this book explains everything that's metaphysical. And, you know, a lot of people think it's all woo-woo, but a lot of it is so science-based if you just give it a chance. So in this book, she goes over everything metaphysical. I mean, explaining it all, but in sometimes a very fun way. Ways that you can explore and understand. She talks about the laws of the universe, which we've all heard, like law of attraction, things like that. Talks about the quantum physics, the ethereal realm. She talks about different divination tools, as well as then going into like astrology and numerology and why those can make sense. I mean, it is part of the universe. Talks about mindset. You know, I love mindset. Anybody who follows me knows I love mindset stuff. So it's in here too. Manifesting. She brings in some of our greatest teachers when it comes to manifesting. And that one I wanted to read to you. Like, classes, please. Every time you feel an emotion or you have a thought, you're creating a biochemical reaction that begins in your brain and releases a certain chemical signal. To put very simply, this is how the ethereal becomes physical. Yes, yes, yes. That's exactly what it is. So, you know, going into the brain being your best friend. Let's see, she'll talk about body work. Again, you know, if you know me, it's another one of my favorites because we'll talk about EFT. She talks about Reiki, energy healing, and all those. Then she'll talk about the energy of animals, energy of crystals, plant medicine, all the different types, even simple herbs and cactus and mushrooms and the different things that you can use that have been used for millennia, you know, by humans. So it's really cool to go in and yes, this book could be so much bigger if she really wanted to go into it in depth. But it really touches on everything that is metaphysical. At the end of the book, there's like a section full of practicing intention work. Like there's pages and pages of intention work. And I'll just read a couple just so you have an idea of what we're talking about. So I intend to tap into the well of creativity within me and express my unique gifts to the world. Because y'all know you have amazing gifts. You just have to tap into them. I intend to let go of self-limiting beliefs and embrace the truth of my unlimited potential. That one's got to be one of my favorite, and I'll probably put that on a sticky on my mirror because, well, limiting beliefs. It's a practice. Anyway, there's pages of that. She's referencing and gives you ideas of who else to look up to, other teachers you can look into. All in all, this book was just such a fun find. You know, somebody who's, you know, not well known, well, that maybe everybody else knows, but I don't. Just a really fun book. So in this, maybe check it out. Find it. Maybe you'll find it at your local library. And in the meantime, go support your local library because they need your support. You can find so many magical things at the library just by opening your mind and pulling it off the shelf. But anyway, check out this book, Metaphysical AF by Maggie Wilson. If you're into, you know, all things woo-woo, but are scientifically proven. Anyway, have a great day. Love, light, and peace.